Good morning to everyone. Um, the theme for this lesson plan is Have you read the news? Well, the informative data for the lesson plan number one is the team, simple person. The grade that is aimed this lesson plan is the second of a colored. The duration of the class is the 45 minutes. The proficiency level that is aimed is the 82.2. And the lesson plan designer is Carolina Margarita Cotera Ronquillo. For the TEFL objectives and listening, the students will be able to listen and recognize details in conversations about the local news. In the speaking part, will be able to sustain conversations about the recent news, and the reading will be able to identify the simple information from the newspapers articles. In the writing part, we'll be able to write articles of the common news with the correct grammar. The methodology and strategies. For the methodology, I will use the total physical response method, the audiolingual method, and the direct method. For the strategies, the whole class and the paid work are the strategies used. For the anticipatory set, teacher will will give students an articles and they had to analyze it and express personal opinions and exchange the information over this topic. The teacher presents the topic of the lesson and shares what he or she wants to achieve. And the main teaching input for the warm-up activity, teachers organize the groups of 5 students, giving them a section of the newspaper. Each integrant of the group have to identify, in their opinion, one relevant news of the corresponding section and write down the short resume of the chosen one. The best resumes will be graded. For this, we are using total physical response method. Next, teacher and students review the use of the simple present tense and the correct application when we want to express information about the common everyday facts like news. Here, we'll be using audiolingual method. For the next part, teacher presents examples of the use of the simple present to express news. Students participate writing sentences on the board. The next step is teacher presents the correct pronunciation and using the rising intonation to express feelings when we sharing news. Students work in their books in pairs, developing a group of activities. Students will share with teacher and classmates their answers from the book activities to confirm the correct answers. Teacher correct errors from the previous activity. Teacher and students conclude the class by practicing the intonation and the assignation for the task for the next class. Students will be working in groups doing a research of an event that happened in their city. This is the task for the next lesson. And the sixth step, the modeling part. A teacher will be reflecting the information about the topic for the students. Teacher will give the main examples for it in order that the students understand what they need to do for these activities. In the guided practice, students in pairs develop an activity which is about the develop of their book activities. Teacher will be walking around monitoring the activities and at the end of the the guided practice, they will check the answers with the whole group. And the independent part, students will have to do a series of activities that require their attention. They will be orally need to explain their answers. In the assessment part, teacher will assess students by practicing intonation, and students will have to give examples with the rising intonation presented for this lesson. In the last part, the closing review and the follow-up, the class will be ended by reviewing and practicing the rising intonation and a short task for the next class.